Ok, galera. What exactly did Johnny Ringo do to piss you off?
Well, him and that other bastard.
Roscoe Bob Bryant?
Yep. They both deserve to die, and I promise I'll tell you why. But first I need to tell you about the Cowboys' new boss, Curly Bill Brocious.
Herb's coming!
Get ready, boys. Curly Bill took charge of the Cowboys upon the old man's demise, and after that gunfight at the OK Corral, the Clantons wanted revenge.
Stupid son of a bitch!
So they murdered Morgan Earp and grievously wounded his older brother, Virgil.
Shoot the son of a bitch!
I'm done with you.
Wyatt and Doc went on what became known as the Vendetta Ride, hunting those outlaws down. So when I showed up, that's who they thought I was.
You or me! I'm done with you! That's it! Get out here!
There were killers around every corner, all wearing red bandanas. That's how the Cowboys identified each other, and I was beginning to wish I had one myself.
Send him to hell!
You're dead.
Can't hide forever! You're dead!
Can't believe you keep messing.
But I wasn't about to let Ringo walk away unscathed. And that's what drove me forward.
They say that Ringo was infernally fast.
Hardly saw anyone faster, boy. Certainly not Wyatt Earp. That man was all hat and no cap.
Kill him!
Earp wasn't much of a match for him, but Doc Holliday might have taken him.
That lunger should have kept his nose out of it. They never charged anyone for the murder of more than Earp.
But everybody knew that Curly shot him in the back. That was common knowledge.
Yeah, maybe so. But Ringo had nothing to do with it. He was just being loyal to a friend.
Is that what you call it? Being loyal. Well, to get to that loyal friend, I had to pass by some buzzsaws as big as a man.
Excuse me, sir. I have a question.
What's that, Dwight?
After old man Clanton died, why didn't his son take over the Cowboys?
Because Ike Clanton was dumber than a box of rocks and a yellow belly to boot. Where was I?
Taking down the entire cowboy gang single-handed.
Indeed I was, Jack. wasn't easy, as those boys had good cover.
Boy, you are shit out of luck. Can you see around the corner? Face me, you coward. Come on, smoke that son of a bitch. There he is. Play deal. You ain't bothered me none. Come on now. Here's the kill. You won't need a cannon. Boy, you are shit out of luck. Look out! Keep shooting. I don't mind. That ain't hurt. Don't let that asshole get away with this. Can you shoot around corners? Fuck off, that son of a bitch. Oh, God damn it! Die, for Christ's sake!
There were carts everywhere, piles of lumber, and God knows what else for people to hide behind. That really was one hell of a sawmill. Quite an impressive operation.
And where was Curly Bill? Did you see him?
I'm about to get to that, Ben. Patience. I'm painting a picture here. There was this beautiful waterfall and a crystal clear stream that led to a verdant valley that was truly...
Consider your picture painted. What happened next?
Well, finally the bastards that were still alive made a last stand. Curly Bill, Johnny Ringo, and his compadres took off into the lumber yard, and I followed after.
you saying they ran? Cowardice was not in Ringo nor Curly Bill's nature.
No, sir. I never said they were running scared. They just wanted me out in the open.
Time to dance with the devil! Damn! You working for Wyatt? That son of a bitch send you to kill me?
Apertei o botão ainda, mas não deu não. Essa pinóia daqui, sabe? Vou botar esse outro cabo aqui que é melhor do que esse. Esse cabo aqui é foda, é uma fuleiragem da bexiga esse cabo, velho. O cabo fica desconectando mesmo.
Are you saying they ran? Cowardice was not in Ringo nor Curly Bill's nature.
No, sir. I never said they were running scared. They just wanted me out in the open.
Vacilo danado.
With the devil! You working for Wyatt, huh? That son of a bitch, this ain't gonna kill me! Oh, wanna play hide and seek?
Lucius gave me no choice but to take his life. But Ringo was nowhere to be found.
Tava bugado, meu irmão. Não morrer. Oxe, liga aí.
I knew you didn't kill Ringo, because he was found dead in a different location altogether.
To this day, his killer is still unknown.
Indeed. Took me a few months before I finally tracked his ass to West Turkey Creek Canyon.
Uma coisa que eu tô percebendo aqui é o som que tá baixo. Não sei por que tá acontecendo isso. Não é?
That's incredible, sir. I always thought that Doc Holliday was the one that killed him.
Bora, meu filho. Bora pra lá, mira.
That's incredible, sir. I always thought that Doc Holliday was the one that killed him.
Tinha atirado no cara. Nada a ver.
That's incredible, sir. I always thought that Doc Holliday was the one that killed him.
Sorry I had to ruin the legend for you, boy. But the legend ain't always true. Doc Holliday had nothing to do with the death of Johnny Ringo. I was paid a healthy bounty for Ringo and Curly Bill, and realized there was real money to be made. That's why I went after Henry Plummer.
Now, wasn't he the sheriff who augmented his income by shaking down miners and robbing gold shipments?
That's the one.
Oh, yeah, I remember him. He ran that gang of thieving outlaws called the Innocents.
So it's true that you went toe-to-toe with him?
Indeed I did, son. Indeed I did. I knew I needed resources if I was going to track down Roscoe Bob Bryant, and hunting Plummer looked like a good way to get rich quick. As the local vigilantes exposed him as the leader of the bandits, and put a generous price on his head. Plummer rallied his gang to plunder one last gold mine before making their escape, and that's where I thought I'd find him.
Beleza. Deixa eu ver se tem como melhorar aqui o rifle. Pronto, já melhorei o rifle, agora ver se eu consigo melhorar a pistola. Se tiver uma melhoria, né?
It makes me nervous standing so close to all these goddamn barrels of gunpowder.
Why would you be nervous? No one has the cojones to come after us. As long as you don't light up a cigar, we're fine.
Besides, George is up there on the rocks with that rifle of his. Nothing gets past him.
As my late father pointed out to me more than once, God made men, but Samuel Colt made them equal. I knew that dynamite wasn't mine, so I decided the polite thing would be to return it. It was the biggest gold rush since Sutter's Mill in '48. Unfortunately, prospectors weren't the only ones drawn to those riches.
Sei lá o que ele fez que eu levei aí.
There were thieves and killers, robbing travelers and hijacking gold shipments. Like those that ran with Plummer. Some were just regular folks I knew from town, drawn by greed and easy pickings. Charlie Crow, the blacksmith. James, who worked in the stable. Sam and Jeremiah Barber, the butcher's sons. Ordinary citizens who lived a double life. Stealing, thieving, and murdering their neighbors.
Time to die!
Of course, the rest were veterans of the Civil War. Stone-cold killers trained on the bloody fields of Shiloh and Antietam. Dangerous, desperate individuals. Plummer had a lot of men on his payroll. A hell of a lot. That son of a bitch pretended to protect the public with one hand while stealing them blind with the other. He set up a defensive perimeter which I had no idea how to breach.
You can't beat the innocents!
I was outnumbered and in way over my head, but I was too damn stubborn and stupid to realize it. They must have thought I was touched. Or had some kind of death wish, seeing as there were barrels of gunpowder everywhere.
Watch out for the goddamn gunpowder!
One stray bullet, one stray spark, and I'd be blown to hell and gone.
Damn you!
Did I have any second thoughts about what I was doing? No.
I'm putting you down! Too damn close. I can't hear you. God damn you! You can't hide forever. Oh! Time to die! Whoa, my damn ears are ringing. Had enough!
I thought I was some kind of hero. I finally made it past and headed on to meet my destiny. But first, I had something I needed to figure out. I had a few ideas on how to get into that mine, but once I made my decision, I knew there was no turning back. So my first thought was to enter the nearest mine portal. I saw an entrance. Made sense. It was the quickest way in, but that also made it more dangerous, as there would undoubtedly be enemy pickets posted along the way.
You can't beat the innocents. This is our goal now.
Besides, once you enter a mine like that, it's easy to get all turned around. And that confusing maze of corridors wouldn't even be the worst of it.
Get around it!
Some of those shafts could be as deep as hell.
I'm ending you.
single stumble or misstep can easily end in a deadly plunge to oblivion.
I'm here! I do not deserve to die like this! Time to blow your shit up! You must be about out of bullets! You ain't beefing me. I will drop you down a mine shaft. I'll put you down.
Quick reflexes often make up for a lack of common sense. Luckily, I was never one to be easily bushwhacked. I would just need to be careful not to blow myself to kingdom come.
There he is!
With all that gunpowder and dynamite everywhere, a body has to know what he's shooting at.
Ringing.
All it takes is one tiny spark, and boom.
Get him! Time to blow your shit up. You can run, but you can't hide. You must be about out of bullets.
As a boy, I always loved the 4th of July.
Surprise! Get out of here! I do not deserve to die like this! I'm right here! You ain't beating me!
Tem que ir lá e matar ele na...
Take him! You can run, but you can't hide forever. Let's do this.
Tem uns cabinhos que é chato, né?
Take that asshole out! I will drop you down a mine shaft. Okay, now you're really pissing me off. You must be about out of bullets.
One wrong bullet could have turned that mine into a dad-blasted tomb.
Então, 'Vai. 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 'Vai.
Take him!
Então,
Time to blow your shit up! You can run, but you can't hide!
One wrong bullet could have turned that mine into a dad-blasted tube.
Surprise! I do not deserve to die like this!
One wrong bullet could have turned that mine into a dad-blasted tube.
Cara, aperta o botão, vai.
There he is!
Precisão fraca.
You ain't beefing me! Damn him!
Vai matar tudo.
One wrong bullet could have turned that mine into a dad-blasted tube.
Não,
I freely admit that my plan of attack was not just moronic, but clearly insane. It's a good thing that I abandoned that ridiculous plan before I even tried it. Instead, I spotted a ladder, a way into the mine from the opposite side. It was a long way around, but that approach seemed more sensible at the time. Of course, being I had a problem with heights, that scaffolding scared the bejesus out of me. Climbing down that ladder required some caution, because even though I had a younger man's reflexes, no man can dodge a damn bullet while climbing down a rickety ladder. I needed to make a leap of faith, which ain't easy when you're suspended between heaven and hell. I was determined not to give up, however. As Sheriff Plummer seemed quite the despicable character. When the vigilantes discovered what the sheriff was up to, people were outraged. That 10,000 they put on his head would go a long way to helping me find the new boss.
chata essa
You ain't beefing me.
I have made it my mission to settle that score come hell or high water. But first, I would have to make a choice. take the elevator or climb the ladder. I picked the more convenient and more dangerous route. Plummer was a mad dog killer, and the people of Nevada City deserved better.
Nevada City? Well, I thought Plummer met his maker in Bannock, Montana.
Right, well, he was the sheriff of both places at one time or another, but that's neither here nor there.
You're dead.
The point was, taking him down would save a lot of lives, including my own.
Chatice.
They're gonna bury you! Well, in a million this day is just getting worse and worse for you, ain't it?
Henry Plummer was clearly unhinged, and I could see right away that this was gonna take some doing.
How you like that? You ain't taking me! I'm going all medieval on your ass. You can shoot, but can you aim?
quebra o cara.
Well, this day is just getting worse and worse for you. They're gonna burn you in a million
Henry Plummer was clearly unhinged, and I could see right away that this was gonna take some doing.
How you like that? You ain't taking me! Catch this, you son of a bitch! No blood money for you today! Well, that one! I'm going all medieval on your ass! You can shoot! Why can't you aim?
Esse é uma da pior parte que tem desse jogo.
I'm gonna bury you in a million pieces! I can shoot too! No blood money for you today! I'm going all medieval on your ass!
É chato em você levar dessa bala.
Boom! You ain't taking me! Catch this, you son of a bitch! I can shoot too! That one hit ya! I'm going all medieval on your ass! You can shoot! Can you aim? No blood for you today!
Bora, pô, bora.
You want some more? I'm gonna blow you into next week, boy! You ain't taking me! Well, this day is just getting worse and worse for you. They're gonna burn you in a million...
Henry Plummer was clearly unhinged, and I could see right away that this was gonna take some doing.
Pô, festa.
I can shoot too! Why not just give up and die? Get out here! This cocksucker is smarter than he looks! No blood money for you today!
Asshole just killed Red? This is gonna hurt! You ain't taking me! What are you doing? Lucky shot! Oh, you into next week, boy! I can shoot boom!
Desse cara é chato.
They're gonna bury you in a million pieces! Oh! Who said you could blow dynamite? This, you son of a bitch! You ain't taking me! This cocksucker is not what he looks! They're gonna bury you in a million pieces! I can shoot boom! Lucky shot! I'm going all medieval on your ass! You can shoot, but can you aim?
Essa parte aqui.
How you like that? Run! You can shoot, but can you aim? Just give up and die! You know who we are! Not you morons!
You can't beat the innocents!
So that's how Henry Plummer died. Him and his crew were worth their weight in gold. And now, I was officially a bounty hunter.
So, did you finally go after that Bob feller?
Daí na
Well, I heard word he was in Kansas with John Wesley Hardin. So that's where I went.
canal aí, se não for seguidor,
Where in Kansas?
no canal.
Abilene. Why do you ask, Ben?
No reason.
Was Hardin as fast as Ringo?
Ringo was fast, but John Wesley was as fast as the devil himself. Hell, he killed his first man at 15. From that day forward, he had a price on his head and wouldn't back down for nobody, not even Wild Bill Hickok himself. I dodged death many a time, and that night in Abilene was so different. I was there with the intention of finding that bastard Bob and collecting the bounty on John Wesley.
A live caiu. A live caiu. Não sei o que houve, mas a live caiu, meu irmão. Tem que sair daqui.